So I'm gonna do something I know I shouldn't do, which is start the session without filling up my water bottle, man, but it's all good. What did I just do? Oh well, I think we're good. Gonna give everybody another 3 minutes to join and then we will get started. We're gonna be going over the pairs you see on the right hand side, starting with AU, finishing off with silver. We'll be going in order from the top to the bottom. If you guys have any questions about any other specific pairs, just let me know. What's good, Geo? Here. Yo, it is cold. I'm shivering. I just want to lay down. Should be a pretty quick session tonight though. Not gonna lie. Well, update. Well, we need to update, but for the most part, should be a pretty quick one. Let me know if everything's good. I got a new mic. Testing. And that's two new mics that I got this week. Or in the last 2 weeks, I guess. Last week I went to ran to Walmart, just grabbed whatever. Cause the Astros that I have are dog shit already. And then I picked up a Blue Yeti. Cause you know what? Everybody always talks about them. Only thing is I don't have an arm for it, so you guys don't even want to know how I'm using this mic. I have no stand for it. I put it on a tripod and I'm just leaning the tripod over. How to make it work? I'm like, fuck it. Hold on, I'm gonna do something real quick. Like I set my setup back up. I got back home on Monday night. I didn't finish setting everything up till last night. I didn't even test it, so I don't know if my speakers work. Um, what can I play that's not copyright? Um, I got you, Gio. Give me 1 second. All right. I probably should have got water, man. Fuck, it's all good. I'll thug it out. If you could explain your whole model in 1 minute, what would you talk about the most? I could break it down more simple. Literally just market maker's pattern and market structure. I could do it in less than a minute. Just those two things there. Market maker's pattern and market structure. Then everything else right? We could classify it as different entry models, right? So the daily time frame view is where, you know, I would see the market maker's pattern, where we're at overall in the trend, you know, key levels that price is reaching and why it should respect or if it should break that area. um, you know, that's what I'm looking at on the daily time frame. We could say the daily and the 4 hour. On the 30-minute, when you go down into the lower time frames, right, the 30, the 15, the 5, the 1 minute, that's where I'm looking at market structure, candlestick analysis, um, you know, different patterns. This is where you start looking for your entry models, right? I look for my entry models the most on the 30-minute time frame, right? 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute time frame. And that's where you go into candlestick analysis, learning different entry models, different patterns, engulfing candles, flag post patterns, double bottoms, double tops, right? So it's a lot of information, right? I had a question. I don't know if you're probably the same person from today on my DMs earlier today, but I had this one person. He messaged me today like, "Oh, what would you say your style of trading is? Is it ICT? Is it SRC? You know, all these other models." It's Scoria? Oh, okay, cool. What's goody, my brother? Um, you know, all of those different models are just more entry. They're entry models. Um, 1 second, I'm sorry. Those are all just different entry models in the market, right? Fair value gaps, order blocks, etc., etc. Those are just entry models in the market, right? But the overview of the market, right? Of why are you looking for that specific entry, right? And in this case is, you know, why are you looking for a buy position? And once you know why you're looking for that buy position, then you have to ask yourself, okay, where am I getting out and why? You always have to have a reason as to why you're making these decisions, right? And vice versa. Why are you looking for short positions here? And why are you looking for your TP to be where it's at? And start looking at the ranges that you're trading in. So I hope that made sense. And let me know if the volume and everything is good. Again, I just got this mic, so I don't even actually I should test this. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Before we even get started with everything else. Test. Man, I sound tired. But the mic sound good. Okay, cool. Music isn't too loud either. So everything works, man. It's great being back on my setup. Wow. See the charts so much better. I can see the chat now. I do gotta clean this PC though. I gotta take some time. This weekend. That shit is dusty as hell, man. Like we ready, team? Let me know. Um Once again, before I get started, any questions? Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys saw today that you want me to break down and talk about, let me know. If not, again, I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. Any questions? Anything at all? Let me know. Two minutes is a long time. We'll do it when I'm ready. All right. So AU, we know that overall we are on a downtrend. We're at the top of the second zone of consolidation, which is A2. Before we had price come back up, we know that we had a valid break of the zone of consolidation. So at this point right now, price is sitting at a point of interest where we could be expecting price to turn around and start going back down. Looking at the weekly view or the monthly view of this, we have 2 months of rise, this month being the third month. Price gave us that push, so cool. Price is still where it's supposed to be at. Going into the 4-hour, price is still on an uptrend, all good, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came down into the higher low, gave you a zone of consolidation on the lower time frame, and gave you that push to the top side. No continuations here. We're still on an uptrend. Again, price is still doing what it's supposed to do. Once again, don't forget, daily view, where were we? Overall downtrend. So I'm not looking for these buy positions. We understand that these are pullbacks in the market. It's all good. If the price isn't trending in the direction that the overall trend is at, I'm not looking to take the trades. Price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, so we don't have a high that's set just yet, so we're just gonna mark this up for now. And then tomorrow morning we'll update these highs. So AU will wait it out. Once we start making lower lows and lower highs, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade. Once price gives us that confirmation that we've turned around, then I'm gonna start looking for those short positions. For right now, price is still on an uptrend. Just gotta be patient. EA, we are in level 3 on the overall uptrend, looking for price to give us a set higher low. Right now, price is still on a downtrend. 2 months of drop, this month being the third month, giving us exactly what we need to see. On the 4-hour, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. We'll update this whenever we have a set low. We'll update our 4-hour lows, but this is currently counter trending, so I'm not interested. Still making lower lows and lower highs. Gave everybody a fake out in the beginning of the week last week. You know, gave you a change of character to the top side. How many traders you think started getting into these long positions? We had the zone marked up, that line that I just deleted. This is what's going to tell us if price is going to continue these pushes to the top side, right? To give us higher high, higher low to continue. Or if this is where price is going to break to then go short. We talked about this, right? It's on the live stream. You guys could go back. So at this moment, we know we're trading between lower low, lower high, and whatever lower lows that are set down here. And again, this is a pair moving counter trend, so we're not going to be looking at that. Isn't that a break? Yeah, down here, yeah. So we were once looking at the trend. We had lower low. We'll mark it with red since we're on the 30. Lower high, lower low. Then price came up, gave you a change of character, higher high to the top side, and then price just consolidated, right, until it gave us the turnaround, right, to then go back to the bottom. So we can catch a sell there. Yeah, so if you were to be, again, for me personally, right, I don't want to get this confused. Me personally, is this where I'm looking to sell? No. Why? Because overall, price is on an uptrend. I don't care about these moves. Right? Me personally. Now, could you trade pullbacks? Absolutely. I always say I don't have a problem with people trading pullbacks. You could 100% do it. Where would I start looking for these sell positions? Once price starts the trend, right? Once we had the break. So I would have looked for entries anywhere here, right? Down into STP or ADR, whatever it is for the day, right? We have a pullback, price give us a rejection. Again, looking at STP ADR, but if we're looking at the timestamps of what we're trading, you know, even here, just on the 30-minute time frame, right? Where were we? Right, even here, just on the 30-minute time frame, you have an engulfing candle, right? Boom. So you wake up, you see that London gave you highs, right? Asia going into London. I'm sorry, the market open Asia session, right? Asia session gave you a high, gave you a low. London session came back to these highs. Price gives you an engulfing candle. Take that. Beautiful trade here, right? You know that you're still on the downtrend. Until what? The 30-minute lows, right? You're back at the 30-minute lows. You know it gave you an inducement. Cool. Now you're patient. You're waiting to see, is it going to induce to then continue the uptrend, or is it going to just induce, give us a pullback to then continue? Again, the highs that I'm really interested in are these highs. So Monday, I wouldn't have taken a trade. Monday would have been a day where you just wait, be patient, let price give you a confirmation, right? You already saw 2-year confirmations. You got the break and the retest to go where? To go back into the 30-minute lows. Did you get that? Yes. Boom, perfect. Now you need to see the confirmations, which are, in order for price to continue to go lower, there's 2 things you would want to see, right? The number 1 thing you want to see is the pullback. Okay, cool. Once you get the pullback, did price reach the previous highs? Yes. When it reached the previous highs, did it give you an inducement or did it give you a break? In this case, it gave you an inducement. Cool. So you already know you can start looking for trades up here. Why? Because you know it gave you an inducement. You're following the trend, lower low, lower high, back to the lows. You take the trade, you hit STP, whatever it is. Even if you're, you know, let's say you're a swing trader, you're catching the entire move, right? Let's say you get out of the trade here. You're looking for the same thing, right? Did price give you a valid break, right? In this case, yes. Okay, cool. So now you know you're looking for what? A pullback. Gave you the pullback to then continue. And then again, the same cycle repeats. What's good, Mr. Adrian? Welcome to the stream, my brother. We're back. We're back. We're back home, that's what matters. Finally back in my little bat cave. But yeah, I hope that made sense, Mr. Gio, and for everybody else watching. That was a pretty good explanation of what it was. Year was good, Muhammad. So another lower high to catch the move down, correct? Right, and once again, like I was explaining on AU, you always want to keep an eye on the higher time frame. Why is this important? Because again, EA, you're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and all we're looking for is a higher low. Right, so this is the moment where you have to start asking yourself the question as a trader, which is, how far back could this higher low go? Right, how much more could price continue to fall before it gives you that higher low point to then continue into a higher high? And this is what a lot of traders mean about, you know, catching a knife that's falling. But once again, you have all the confirmations. The number 1 thing you want to see, well, okay, you have 2 months to drop. This month being the 3rd month, right? We're already at the end of the week. We're already at the end of the month. We're only missing 2 days. Price gives you 3 months to drop. This is the 3rd month. After 3 months of drop, are you looking for price to continue to drop? No. After 3 months, you're expecting price to either consolidate, right, move sideways for the next month, so for the month of March, or we'll be looking for price to give us a pullback back to the top side. right? On the 4-hour time frame, did price give us a valid break of the lows? Yes. Cool. After the break of the lows, what are we expecting price to do? When price gives you lower low, lower high, lower low, what are you expecting price to do? Are you expecting price to continue to make lower lows, lower lows, lower lows? Or are you expecting price to go up and start make a lower high? Right? After a lower low, I'm expecting a lower high. Right? Every single time. Lower low, lower high. Boom. Lower low. We got the valid break where? Here. After a lower low, what are we expecting? Boom. Lower high. Right? It is the same thing. Right? This is why these rules are in play. This is why understanding this is very important. Right? Because if you don't understand this and you go to the 30-minute time frame, a lot of traders are going to start looking to take trades here, going short. And then they're going to get caught in a trade. Their stop loss is going to get hit. Oh, why didn't I catch the trade? Or I got in too early. Right? And even looking at the 30-minute. Why is this important? We have 2 days of drop. After 2 days of drop, what are we expecting? That third day push to the bottom. So for Thursday, we're expecting price to give us a new low. Now, I would have liked this a lot more if we would have had a little bit more of a pullback when the market opened, or before the market closed, and then, after the market opened. Because technically speaking, we already made that third day low. And that's the thing with the continuations on the 372s, is that the only thing price has to do is give you that new low. And we got the new low with the market open candle. So could we go steeper? Could we go a little bit lower? Absolutely. So you want to be careful. And again, you just go into the lower time frames. That's really what's going to tell you everything else as well. Right? Then you start asking yourself on the 30-minute, right? This is where a lot of people get stuck. Well, oh, I'm scared I'm going to miss the trade, or I'm not going to know what to look for. Just go down to the lower time frame. You're looking for the same thing. Right on the 5-minute time frame, you can see that we're still on a downtrend. Right? We still have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, cool. Here's where price wanted to start turning around. Gave us a change of character to the top side. What do we know about the trend? For a trend to be a continuation, you want to see the change of character and you want to see the break of structure. This is where you'll start looking for price to turn around. And you're looking for the same thing. Just keep looking on the left-hand side. For price to continue higher, you need to see price break these highs. And again, why is this important to take these trades and start looking left? Because again, the 30-minute time frame, this could just be the fucking pullback. Because again, lower low, lower high, lower low. You see what I'm saying? It's very simple. This is how you don't get trapped in the market. Right? You know that on the 30-minute. It's not going to show up here? No way. Whatever. On the 30-minute, right, it was lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? These buy positions going back up could be good. But understanding that you're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low helps you understand that, yes, price could go here and give you a lower high. This is why you're waiting for price to give you the break. Because if it doesn't give you the break, or if it gives you an inducement, you know it's going to go back down to the bottom. But if price breaks, right, and it gives you a continuation, boom, then you say, okay, no, this, instead of this being the lower high, this could be the lower high. And when price gets to the lower high, this is where you're looking for price to either break to continue, or this is where you'll get price to go down. And then you can say, okay, cool, this is the lower high point. And then you continue to look for the same thing. Price to continue to go back down, or for price to give rejections to go back up. And if you see price giving you rejections and going back up and it does the same thing, then you know that this is just a zone of consolidation. So it's just like there's so many technical things to look at. And like I'm really at a point where every time I do this, I leave my drawings on the chart so you guys can see. And again, this is why I love doing these live streams. Like, oh yeah, but in hindsight, all right, I'll draw it out for you, and I'll keep it here. I'll keep it here for you guys, and then we'll come back tomorrow, right? Tomorrow morning, and we'll see. Holy shit, this guy's a wizard. It happens every time. um, so how do you pick the entry since you use a lot? Depends on market structure, right? Because I'll give you the example. If price gives you, just something simple, price gives you a clean break, and this is a bad example because of how big the zone is, but let's say market structure wise, right? Just for conversation's sake, right? You had lower low, lower high, lower low, right? On market structure, a break that happens when it's clean, like just clean push to the bottom or clean push to the top side, that's what a lot of traders call the flag post pattern. Right? Once the flag post pattern, price is going to give you a retest between 23.6 and 38.2 to then continue the trend back down to the bottom, right? After the break of structure. And that's exactly what happened. So in that case, because of how market structure looked, I already knew, okay, cool, this is going to be a flag post pattern entry. Type 1, type 2, type 3 pattern on the 30-minute time frame. If you have consolidation between the market open in Asia session until London session, you're going to get a type 1, type 2, or type 3 pattern. And to draw it out, again, that looks like this. You have a zone of consolidation. You have price give you the break. Then it gives you the inducement to continue. This is a type 1 pattern on a downtrend, and then it's vice versa. On an uptrend, it's a double top to then continue back down. You have type 2 pattern, which is just a break retest to continue. And then you have the type 3 pattern, which is price consolidating. It breaks, it comes back 50% of the zone of consolidation to then continue back to the top side. Right? So based on however price moves after that zone of consolidation is formed, we'll know what type of pattern we'll have, either a type 1, a type 2, or a type 3 pattern. What other entry? The engulfing candle. Right? The engulfing candle that I showed you, I forgot what pair it was. Was it this pair? Or was it this pair? I don't remember anymore. It was EA. Wherever that engulfing candle was on that entry that I had marked up. If you have an engulfing candle, that's an entry. Whether it's bullish or a bearish engulfing candle. The EMA bounces. Depends on the continuations, right? So there's so many entry models, right? There's the 372 that we were talking about, right? 2 days of drop, you're looking for a third day following the trend, right? If you have 2 days of rise, you know that you'll get the third day rise. Same thing for the weeks, same thing for the months. If you have 2 weeks of rise or 2 months of rise, you're expecting that third push, and then vice versa for the drops. So I think EA is good. Given a lot of information. It's already been 34 minutes now. We're only on the third pair. It's all good. ECAD, we are in peak high territory. So ECAD, I'm not going to be trading it for right now. Just going to update what I need to update on this, but we'll skip it. And I'm going to turn it off. I already know I'm not going to look at this. And we're still just ranging. Again, in a crazy zone of consolidation. We've been talking about this for a few weeks. I'll just mark it up here so everybody's not confused. We're back at these highs. All right, we're just moving sideways. All right, sideways movement. I'm okay. Cool. Go on to the next pair. Nothing to trade. The trend is your friend. Everybody says it, but nobody really knows how to go about it. I do. The trend is your friend. Consolidation, not my friend. I'm not trading this. I'll let the professional traders trade zones of consolidation. I'll wait for the breakouts. Once the trend starts happening, that's when I'll take my trades. I'm cool with a zone of consolidation. But why am I cool with a zone of consolidation? Because I understand the definition of it. Right, you ask any trader. And this is a question I have for you guys in the chat. And I'll give you guys a couple seconds to answer the question. What is the definition of a zone of consolidation? And if you don't know the answer, it's all good. And I'll give you the definition. But I want to know, for those who are watching right now, what is a zone of consolidation? Give me the definition. I'll give you till the 45-second mark, so 20 seconds from now. I'm looking at the timer on the YouTube stream, not TradingView. TradingView, it'll be the 05-second mark. And Gio says no momentum in PA, I guess. Okay. Adrian, Muhammad, you guys wanna? I know you guys probably know it. I know Muhammad knows. No, I know Adrian knows it. Muhammad, I don't know. I want to test them. Right, so a zone of consolidation, right, the definition of it is the area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to make them believe that price is going to go one way, to hit their stop loss and go the opposite way. That's the definition of a zone of consolidation. Now, how the zone of consolidation looks is sideways movement, right? Like what you said, right? No momentum in price action, right? So when there's no momentum, price is just moving sideways, right? Because price isn't moving up, is not moving down, is just moving steady. And when price is moving steady in the market, it means it moves sideways, right? There's no trend. Right, consolidation doesn't take highs and lows too. Isn't that a manipulation? Yep, it's the same thing. This is where you see the manipulations happen in the market, right? Hence the definition that I just gave you, right? Is the area in the market where the market makers are going to be trapping traders, right? Trapping traders means manipulating them, inducing them to get into a trade, to hit their stop loss, right? So once you understand the definition of it, it gets easier to let go of that trade. So me already understanding EURUSD is just consolidating, I'm not looking at this pair anymore. That's it. I'm waiting for the breakout. Right? I'm either waiting for the breakout or I'm waiting for price to give you the inducement of the lows or the highs to then look for the opposite trade. That's it. It's that simple. It happens a lot with AMD. Yeah, I'll have to look at that chart. But it happens with every pair. It happens with every stock. Right? Some pairs, like again, if you go back to ECAD, right? Some pairs like this one. No, it's not this. Is it this one? It's not this one. It's not. There's a pair. I think it's ACAD. Yeah, it is ACAD. You know, pairs like ACAD, where ACAD just lives in a zone of consolidation, right? So then, again, you just got to ask yourself the question, well, you already know the behavior of this pair. Just think about it. This has been a pair that's been in this area since 1986, right? Now, why is this important? you start asking yourself, well, where should I start looking to take trades? Right? And it's very simple. When you look at the chart like this, it's very simple. Why? Because you start noticing the pattern that, okay, every single time price rejects the lows, this is when I can start looking to take these trades back to the top. Every time price rejects these highs, I could look for the opposite and look for price to go back down. Every single time. Every single time. Right? And I'm just drawing this out so you can have the visual. Right? Why am I not looking to take trades in the middle of this area? No trend. What are you going to catch here? You're going to think this is where price is going to continue to go higher. You get trapped. Price goes lower. You think this is where price is going to go back up. Right? Just to give you guys the examples. I don't want to zoom in this much, but fuck it. Okay. You get trapped here thinking, oh, this is a double bottom. We're going to go long. What happens? Price goes back to the bottom. Price goes back to the bottoms, goes back to the top. Perfect. Goes back to the top, and again, you think that this is where price is going to turn around. Price gives you a double bottom again. Straight to stop loss. Go back where? Back to the bottom. Yeah, just remember, we're looking for the bottoms and the tops, right? Why are we not trying to get trapped? This is why. Right? Keep going. Same thing. Over and over and over again. Goes back to the top, rejects the tops. You think that this is, oh, we're going to continue the trend because we just got to get a pullback, and this is the golden ratio zone from the pullback, and we have a nice double bottom, and we think, whoops, what happens? Goes back to the bottom. Right? I hope this is making sense now. Right? Go back to the bottom. Same shit. Respects the structure. You think that this is where make a higher low. Right now, we're respecting that. Cool. No problem. What are we looking for? The continuations to know that price came to the bottom. We got to go back up to the top. We have the first confirmation. Cool. The next confirmation are going to be these highs. Once price reaches, that is a horrible line. Sorry. Once price reaches these highs, we're going to be looking for the same thing. Either for price to break, to continue, or this is where price is going to give you the rejection. Go back down to the bottom. We just got to wait for the confirmation. I'm telling you, I'm giving a lot of gems here, guys. A lot of gems. For EU, at this point, we are still indecisive on whether or not we should say that this is a second zone of consolidation, right? And say that we are in V2, or if we should say that this is still part of the second level trend, because we still see price making higher highs and higher lows in this area. Even though we could see price moving sideways, we are still trending, technically speaking. With that being said, sticking to the basics. We have 3 months of rise. Not expecting price to continue to push up this month. Cool. So I already know EU is hands off right now. Got 3 months of rise. Let's see what price wants to do for this month. Does it want to finish on a no net and just move sideways? It could do that. After 3 months of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. What has price been doing this entire month? Moving sideways. Nothing is, again, nothing takes us by surprise here. We already know the rules of the market. We already know what's up next. No continuations on the 4-hour. We're still in a higher high, higher low situation, which is good. And then on the 30, I haven't updated my 30-minute chart on EU. Do I want to do it now? Not really, but we're gonna do it. I know EU, we are in a pretty big zone. Right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us higher high. Right, these were just wicks here. I don't even want to say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character. I don't want to say that that's that for this. Only because of here. Right? I don't want to say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, because only thing I like higher high, higher high, higher high. But if that was the case, again, I wouldn't even say that this is a break. I would say that the highs that we're looking for price to break were these highs and we never got it. Right? So that's the reason why. Right? We're still trading lower low. We're trading between these lows down here and these highs. I'm just gonna make another box. That one's too big for this at this point. Right? And these lower high points over here. I'm not gonna update this for right now. We're just gonna keep it like this. So we understand that on the 30-minute, these pushes to the top side could just be lower high points. And once again, why is that important? Because again, I'm not expecting price to continue a push to the top side for this month. Not right now. We also have an engulfing candle here on the daily. And on the 4-hour, we also have an engulfing candle. So we'll see. It's going to be important highs here too. I'm just going to mark it like this. Above the 800 EMA. These are going to be important highs here for EU. We'll see what price wants to do. For GA, we are in... Could we finally say we're in level 1 on a downtrend? I don't want to say that just yet. I don't really like what our first zone of consolidation would be. Could we say it? Yeah, we could for now. But we have a change of character on the daily. I'll be a little bit more confident once we see the second zone of consolidation being formed. Or once we get that pullback. Once we get that pullback, if price gives us a nice pullback and respects those highs, we know we're good. Be comfortable saying that we're on a downtrend. Right, but GA, we know that on the 4-hour, we had 3 weeks of drop. After 3 weeks of drop, the market must go up or move sideways. Right now, we're just moving sideways. And then on the 30-minute, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high. Then price gave us change of character back down to the bottom. We're just faking out traders. Why? Moving sideways. You thought price was going to give you these continuations at the end of London going into NYC, thinking that price was going to continue. Faked out. GCAD, we have a day of rise. Where are we? In the middle of the zone of consolidation. You already know the deal. GCAD, we're in an uptrend, but we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Nothing to trade here. Just gonna skip this one, go to the next one. 30-minute time frame. Also, huge zone of consolidation. Said I was gonna turn GCAD off and I wasn't gonna trade it. My shit froze. We good? Okay, cool. GJ. Said GJ 372. Let's see. And GJ, we know we're in an overall uptrend. We're pretty much in peak high territory, but very similar to what I always say about US30 gold, Bitcoin, oil, silver, right? GJ is very similar when it comes to the ADR. It moves very quick, so has a lot of pips to play with on a day-to-day basis. Trading peak high in GJ is simple. Price is always gonna move. You just gotta be on the right side of it. So on the 4-hour, we're on a downtrend. Lower low, lower high, lower low. You know, could this be a lower high point to continue on to the downtrend? Could be, but this is why, again, we'll just be patient. Daily time frame, this could just be a higher low point on the daily time frame. That's pretty much it. On the 30-minute, we have a day of rise, second day of rise, 372, third day push to the top side. We had a change of character. We have a break of structure. We had the pullback, higher low, higher high. So we're trading between these higher lows, these higher highs. Right? The way that price broke, what is this? Flag post pattern. Cool. So we already know. We get price to consolidate between 23.6 and 38.2. This is where our entry is going to be starting to look at. We're in level 3, technically speaking, on GJ. We're in peak high territory. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. Cool. So right now we have 2 points of interest and 2 different reasons to start looking to take trades. Even before this break happened up here too. Right? A little bit before this break even happened. What did price give you? An engulfing candle. So if you missed this entry here, it's because you just weren't looking at the chart. And that's exactly what it was. 1 in the morning, bro. Who the fuck's looking at their charts at 1 in the morning? I'm not. Should be though. Right? Gives you the fucking beautifulest engulfing candle ever. Best trade ever. Bouncing off the 50 EMA, broke above the 800. You got the 50 crossing above the 200. What else you want to see? Right, but it's all good. You didn't catch this trade, all good. Now you're looking for the continuation. And again, this is where you'll go down into the lower time frames. Don't get frantic. It's okay. It'll be okay, I promise. Right? You have higher high, higher low. Then you have higher high. And then again, this is where you'll have price give you, let's say, the change of character. Boom, the break of structure. Boom, and then people think this is where price is going to continue to go lower, and it goes to the 38.2. Sorry, I think I marked up the 50. Let's take a step back here. Right, I'm sorry, it gives you the change of character. This is where a lot of traders think that, oh, price is going to go. We're on the 38.2. And this is where price starts turning back around. Change of character. Break of structure. Boom. This is where I'm taking the trade to continue that push back to the top side. Then you start calculating everything. Shit. You took a trade here. Wrong position. This is GJ. Take a position here. Stop loss below the structure. You're looking at a 1 to 6. Right. Anywhere between an 8 to a 10 pip stop loss, 50 pip TP, 1 to 5. That's what I'm expecting for today. And again, I'll keep the drawings here, so we could just keep it like this for now. But again, overall, anyway, when I'm looking at GJ, would this be a high probability trade? For me personally, no. Why? Because we are trading lower low, lower high on the 4-hour time frame. And where are we? In the lower high point. The only thing. Could we expect price to go lower? It could. So I just want to be very cautious, especially with GJ. Again, we're in peak high territory. We already know how price reacts in these areas. I want to be a little bit more cautious with GJ. But as long as you look at structure, you'll be golden, right? Because again, our analysis, again, let's go back to GJ just so we're on the same page. Our analysis and where I'm expecting these pullbacks to happen, I could be completely wrong. Could be completely wrong. Absolutely. But this is why when price reaches my point of interest, right? When this candle reaches my point of interest, I'm not looking to get in right away. I'm not letting price go into my point of interest and I'm getting in right away. No. Right? The first step is for price to reach my point of interest. The second step, before I even look to take the entry, the second thing I need to see is that change of character, break of structure, back to the top side, and then look for that entry. Because that's my confirmation that price is going to continue that uptrend push to the top side. But if price reaches my point of interest and price keeps making lower lows and lower highs, why the fuck are you looking to take a trade? Your analysis is wrong. Regroup. And again, it wasn't that your analysis was wrong. It's that again, you already understand, okay, yeah, the 30-minute and the lower time frame looks like price wants to continue to the top side. But you know that it was a low probability point of interest to have because you're still trading lower low and lower high on the higher time frames. See what I'm saying? And this is where you start saying, well, okay, cool. Price gave you the confirmation that it didn't want to continue the push back to the top side. Flip it. Start looking for your confirmations going short. And what do I want to see before I start looking for price going short? I need to see the change of character and the break of structure on the 30-minute time frame. Without that, no trade. I'm not getting trapped into these moves. 6 a.m. here. I woke up by 11. Damn, yeah, you missed it. You fucked up. Damn, I had do not disturb on my phone. Let's start speeding this up, guys. Got any questions? Just let me know. But we're gonna speed this up just a little bit. GU very similar to that other pair. We have 3 months of rise. After 3 months of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and we ended up looking like price wants to go down. Right? Same as EU, we're still on an uptrend, which looks good. We were lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a zone of consolidation, just rejecting highs, reject lows, reject highs, go to the middle, reject highs, go to the middle. Right, gave us a nice little type 3 pattern that we talked about from yesterday where price just consolidated, broke 50% of the zone of consolidation, then continued the trend. Let me delete this out of the way. Continued that trend back to the top side. Gave us a day of rise, and again, we're still, before I look for these trades, I need to see price do what? Give me a change and a break back to the top side. It's just being patient with GU. Once GU gives me a little bit more confirmation, then we'll continue to take these trades back to the top side. But for now, we will be patient. Nothing more, nothing less. NU is in the second zone of consolidation on an overall downtrend. 4 hour, we're still making higher highs and higher lows. We still have that engulfing candle at the top side. 30-minute, we gave price gave us a change of character to the top side, and now it's giving us an inducement of these highs. So for right now, gotta see what price wants to do at these highs. Either price is going to give us a valid break to continue, and then we'll look for price to do the same thing up here, or price is going to give us the inducement to go back down. Once we have that confirmation, we'll know a little bit more. We also have an engulfing candle here on the 30-minute time frame. So we'll be patient. We'll be patient. US 30, not going to give my analysis on. We will wait till tomorrow morning to do that. Price gave us a nice little type 2 pattern for the day. 2 days of rise already gave us that 372 with this crazy wick candle that it just gave, or gap candle that it gave us. But beautiful type 2 pattern. And then yeah, US 30, gold, Bitcoin, these last 4 pairs, I don't give my analysis on during these sessions. We'll talk about them tomorrow morning. And I don't trade Asia, so I don't really care. But gold is just moving sideways. We already know. Trend is your friend. Gold is currently not trending. 3 days of drop on Bitcoin. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. We ended up going up, man. Again, gotta follow the rules. Once you know the rules of the game, this shit just gets so much more simple. Oil, finally, 2 days of drop. Fuck. No valid break yet. Damn it. Oh my god, can I finally catch an oil trade? It's been so long. It's been so long that I haven't caught oil trade. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna give they're gonna give this fucking entry early as shit. I already know. Like, no point in me begging. I already know they're gonna give us that entry mad early. Alright, the only thing with oil still, we are making higher highs and higher lows still. At this point, we could say higher high, higher low. Higher high, and this is the change of character that we have now. Could technically say this. $30-minute change. The entry will be given when you're asleep. Yeah. Nah, bro. Fuck oil. Like, that's the shit. These last, like, what, 9-10 months, oil has just been moving early as shit. I don't even remember my last oil trade. I remember missing everything though. Let's see, my last oil trade was October. It hasn't been that long. I felt like it was longer. But all these moves, all of them, I'm talking about all of them. All of them from August till now, dude. All of these fucking trades completely missed. Because every single time the shit was just moving so fucking early. Or, you know, obviously we'll have the days where the news was hitting. You know, whatever fucking news was going on. That was a time where Russia and Ukraine and all this other shit, so it also just kind of sucked that the moves were happening as soon as the market opened. Like, you can't even trade that. Like, pretty much, you know, whenever price opens, just gives you a crazy candle. Like it did last week. And it does that often, so we'll see, man. I'm gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep the vibes positive here. Day of drop on silver and then gave us a day of rise. Perfect. And we're still trading in this big ass area, but we're finally reaching the top. And again, this is where price will give us a confirmation whether it wants to break or give us the inducement. So we'll be patient. We're almost there. We're almost at the easy point of interest to look for a trade. We have the 15-minute engulfing on 15-minute on the 30. At the bottom could be used for a fourth day. Bro, what the fuck did you just type? We have that 15-minute engulfing on the 15-minute on 30. Could be used for a fourth day. US 30. Do we have saying this engulfing candle? No way. Engulfing candle's already tapped into. But no way we go that low anyway. For a fourth day, there's no way. We have a 30-minute engulfing here. Right, because 15-minute, I only saw that one. Let me know if I was wrong. But 30-minute, we have this one. Aw. Did it miss it? Oh, it did miss it by a fraction of a pip. You're right. With this line, I couldn't notice, but with the box, yeah, it did miss it. But yeah, no. Either way, regardless of the facts, based on ADR and STP, right? I'm not expecting price to give me this steep of a pullback to then come back to the top, especially it's already Thursday, right? Thursday, Friday. So now, could we get a pullback to this area? Yeah, but also not really expecting that. This would be a little bit more of those if it does give us that entry, it'll be more of a flag post pattern type on the lower time frame. And I do like that we're 50s crossing above the 200. I like that we're technically price never gave us the break above the 800, so we still don't even have that confirmation. So again, I'm more with this trade as well. With 30 is more, yeah, we have the break. Yeah, or sorry, yes, we have the change. Yes, we have the break. This could be a lower high point to go back into the lower lows. So with US 30 right now, it's just a little bit more complicated right now. Just a little complicated. You have a month of drop and then a month of no net. I'm sorry, a week of no net. So no continuation either. Right? If we had that third week drop, then I would have been like, yeah, we need to get out of this no net, and we're just gonna continue those pushes down to the bottom for Thursday and Friday. But that would have been a good confirmation to have. And again, the hardest thing about this is that on the 4-hour as well, we are still making higher high, higher low. So on one hand, you know, this is why it's very important to really see the higher time frames. Right? The higher time frame you go, this just looks like it's a higher low point. 4-hour looks like it's just a higher low point, meaning that we would want to start seeing the higher highs, the 30-minute time frame, to continue that push to the top side. And right now we don't have that. Right now we still have lower low, lower high. So until I don't get that change and break on the 30-minute back to the top side, gets a little bit more tough. But this is why I let price just develop, especially for US 30, right? So you don't really like to get into those trades early. Because again, US 30 is going to tell us exactly what it needs to do. And it's going to do it at a slow pace. It's going to do it. At the NYC Open, it's going to tell you the information you need to know about the trading day. So we just got to be patient. Right? We started drawing out the what time we got on the chart today? At 6? 6:30? So we drew this out earlier this morning. And we said it. This is going to be one of the type 1 patterns. Type 1, type 2, or type 3. So we'll see. That's pretty much it, guys. Any questions? Anything else you guys want me to go over? Anything you want me to talk about? Let me know. If not, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and we'll be back tomorrow morning.